Hi, I'm Paul Howard from the Surrey Institute of Clinical Hypnotherapy, and over the next few minutes I'm going to talk about how I was able to completely remove my fear of speaking in front of people in just a few days. When I was a young man, around 23, I used to have to give presentations to between 150 and 400 people every 8 weeks. I'd get extremely anxious a couple of days before the event, and that anxiety would increase as the event got closer and closer. By the time I got up to speak, I'd be extremely anxious. I'd be tongue-tied, I'd be hot under the collar, my heart would be racing, but I forced myself to get through it, even though really what I wanted to do was just run away. It got to the point my boss started asking me if I was up to the job, but the worst part really was the look in people's eyes in the audience when they looked at me. They were embarrassed for me. I was losing respect, my colleagues. They all started judging me by just this one aspect of my job. Regardless of the rest of the contribution, it just made me look unprofessional. It got so bad that I was at the point of giving up a high-paying job. But that wasn't the only problem. It started to affect on my social life. I started to get anxious when I was going out in large groups of friends, to the point where I'd stopped going out in groups. I wouldn't go on boys' nights out. We're going out to parties. Imagine that at 23. I thought my whole world was just closing down around me. I was at rock bottom. I had no idea what would have happened if I hadn't met Richard. By pure chance, he happened to be speaking at the same event as I was up in Scotland, where he gave a really confident and powerful speech. And later on, he saw the trouble I was in, and he said to me, "You know what? I used to be just as anxious as you." In the bar that night, what he told me changed the way I felt in just a few days. I wouldn't say it cured my fear of public speaking, but it made it so I could stand up and talk and feel virtually no build-up anxiety at all. Most of all, it was a simple 1, 2, 3 step solution. Now, years later, I'm a hypnotherapist. I still use these techniques with hundreds of clients that I see for presentation anxiety every year. In fact, it's a cornerstone of the work I do. And when you mix these techniques with the power of hypnotherapy, it becomes an even more powerful force for change, permanent change. So do you get anxious when you're speaking in public? Or perhaps just speaking up in a meeting? If you do, then I know exactly what you're going through. There's nothing more embarrassing than getting up to speak and your mouth goes dry, your throat closes up and you start to feel panic rising, your heart's thumping, maybe your face is going red. It makes you feel frustrated and embarrassed, and you just end up feeling like a failure. Because nothing seems to solve the problem. Until today, the only advice you probably had was, "Oh, just relax," or "Don't worry about it, take a deep breath." However, the big problem with this advice is that all these things rely on your conscious mind to take action. But the feelings are coming from your subconscious. And to be honest, once you start feel that anxiety starting to rise, you probably find it impossible to even think clearly. The fact is that no matter how hard you try, none of this advice seems to work. And when you're feeling anxious, just how are you supposed to just relax or not worry about how bad things are going to turn out? And so today I'd like to present to you a solution that works with both your conscious and your subconscious mind and changes the way you feel and think about public speaking. Now obviously, the best option is our full hypnotherapy program for public speaking, and uses the powerful effects of advanced hypnotherapy to change the beliefs that you hold at a subconscious level. But it also comprises some powerful conscious techniques that you will learn as part of the normal therapy. However, you may not have the time at the moment to do our full hypnotherapy program. Perhaps you have to do a presentation next day or so, or maybe you live miles away from us. If this is the case, our emergency public speaking presentation kit is for you. Now, this emergency kit will not cure your anxiety over giving presentations or public speaking. However, what it will do it starts on the road to recovery. Because I'm going to share with you 3 great tips to help you get this problem under control, so that you can start to develop better coping strategies than you use at the moment. I will show you how to feel more relaxed about public speaking, approach public speaking in the right state of mind, change your beliefs about yourself. Now, this emergency recovery kit has been used by my clients very successfully for the last decade. And when you've got this problem under control, don't rest on your laurels. Book in and we can get to the bottom of the issues that have created the fear and maintained it all this time. So what do you get? Our ebook helps you to gain insight into the problems and triggers that generate the anxiety in the first place. You also get a simple 1, 2, 3 plan to reduce the anxiety level and bring your thinking under control. You also get our powerful relaxation and get into the zone MP3s that prepare you for any events. Lastly, our deep relaxation and sleep well MP3s. What they'll do is help you to sleep before the actual event, so you're refreshed and your optimum performance level. So if you want to start getting your anxiety about giving presentations, talking in public under control, simply click the button below. And I'm really looking forward to your emails telling me how much more relaxed and calm you are when you've used our emergency public speaking presentation kit. So, bye for now.